Spider-Man Brand New Day just came out in theaters, so I decided to go see it and then hop right on stream so I could rank every single live-action Spider-Man movie from F all the way to S along with chat. Which one is the best? Which one is the worst? And where does Spider-Man Brand New Day go? Watch until the end of this video to find out. Now play my music! Full thoughts because I did essentially a rewatch of these movies leading up to Brand New Day, and now we're just gonna rank them, and we're gonna, and I'm gonna be dead honest. Especially watching Brand New Day, I think I could look at some things a bit differently. First up, we got Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 1. Now this is a classic, right? We all know it's a classic. We all know Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 1 is like not the first superhero movie, but the first superhero movie to really kickstart shit like crazy style. Like Blade definitely did something. Like Blade was, I think, like the first successful superhero movie. But like Spider-Man had people doing like superhero movie, and everyone was copying the Spider-Man formula. So it's obviously a classic. Rewatching it now in 2026, it's aged pretty well. I like the campiness. I like the corniness. I like the cheesiness. I like that it feels a bit like, I haven't read many of them, but it feels a bit like those Steve Ditko Stanley comics. It feels a bit silly. It feels soap opera-y. The dialogue feels not Shakespearean, not operatic, but it feels written, right? And it does that on purpose because it wants you to feel like you're reading a comic, right? I think when you're reading those 60s comics, it doesn't feel like people talking. It doesn't feel like a Tarantino movie. That's not what he's going for. He's going for a very a bit intense dialogue, theatrical dialogue. And the actors do an excellent job of delivering that dialogue. Tobey Maguire is still probably one of my favorite Peter Parkers. I think if we're just looking at Peter Parker performances, he's really up there. So his performance is really good. His Spider-Man is funny, right? Like his Spider-Man is very much awkward, which is hilarious because like he's huge. He's fucking built as shit. Like he's not one of the smaller Spider-Men, so it's really funny. I used to dislike it. Now I think it's not a great Spider-Man performance, right? But it's good. It works for the movie. And the plot's good, right? Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin is fucking iconic. It's probably one of my favorite comic book movie villain performances ever. It's a tight film. It communicates its themes very well. It is shot beautifully. If y'all haven't seen, whatchamacallit, what's it, like Spider-Man on 4mm or something? Look at this. It is, I don't know if y'all can see on stream, but like the grain on it. It is shot in a way to feel like comic book panels, right? And I think seeing it in 35mm.
Great reflexes.
The open mate.
I didn't notice black glasses. You just get contacts?
This looks great. This looks iconic. And the movie's shot like that. And I think once you know that, and you look at the shots, and you're like, wait a minute, these shots are really good. These shots are very panel-like. These shots feel like a comic book brought to life, and probably comic books that Sam Raimi was reading, right? I think some people are very critical of the Sam Raimi movies because they're like, that's not how my Spider-Man is, because they're expecting from Spider-Man 2002, they're expecting Ultimate Spidey, right? They're expecting early 2000s edge and grit, and that's not really what the first movie gives you. It sort of gives you like a charm. It gives you a warm feeling. It feels like a hug. It feels like a home. It's not the best, right? I think it is, but it is really good. It is very, very solid. In my opinion, that is the tip top of B. That is the tip top of B. I think B is the benchmark. B for benchmark. Write that down. B for benchmark. Spider-Man 1 is really, really damn good. Right? And I only put it at a B because of the next one. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. We all know this fucking movie. I love rewatching this movie so much because it is so damn good. Because the first movie, I think, does a really good job of introducing you to the character. Introducing Green Goblin, giving you some good Spider-Man action, some good Spider-Man swinging, and some good Spider-Man dilemmas. It is just plain good. And everyone is just sort of getting into their characters, and we have to be introduced to them. So it's, we sort of have to start up And I don't think it suffers from that, but I think it doesn't go the distance that it really could if it didn't have to do all those things. And also, obviously, like, first time. Spider-Man 2 learns from all of that, right? It gives you Spider-Man no more. It gives you Peter is losing his powers and does not want to be Spider-Man, but still has the think about the responsibility. It shows him struggling. It shows him suffering. It shows the consequences of his actions. It connects you to the antagonist. Doc Ock is so good, and a lot of these villains are great. I wouldn't even like say he's my favorite, because I'm like, damn, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin is really good. I really like Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio, right? Doc Ock is up there. Doc Ock is top 3 for sure. And it's just like the action scenes are so good. All the fight scenes with Doc Ock are outstanding. The train scene is a fucking masterpiece. The ending scene is a fucking masterpiece. Visually, it is gorgeous, right? There's certain scenes in Spider-Man 1 that look kind of cheesy, look kind of, definitely of the times. There are moments where like, oh my God, that's silly. But you're so sucked in. And the emotions they draw out of you. And Alfred Molina fucking kills it. I haven't even talked about the score, by the way. The Raimi movies all share a composer, so the score is kind of not universal throughout, but if the score is good in the first movie, it's pretty good in all 3, right? So it's not like the score is going to differ too much for these first 3. But the score in Spider-Man 2, I think Doc Ock's theme, right? Boom, 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 like that shit is really, really good. The fact that it doesn't have to introduce us to Spider-Man and lets him have all his conflicts, like literally everything in his life is going against him. Like Harry hates Spider-Man and is like, being a dick to Peter. MJ is mad at Spider-Man. MJ is mad at Peter. Right? His job's not going great. And even now the one thing that he was guaranteed is going like not good, but he's like, well, I'm Spider-Man, I know I can do that. Now that's not working. Right? This movie, Spider-Man 2, is almost the opposite of Brand New Day. Right? In terms of what the issue is, right? The issue is here, he can't be Spider-Man. The issue there is he's struggling to be Peter Parker. To me, Spider-Man 2 is like genuinely almost perfect. Like my only issue is that it has even Tobey's Spidey is even better in this. He is so much better in this as Spider-Man than in Spider-Man 1. This is a fucking S, bro. It's an S, bro. It's an S, bro. It's a debatably the greatest. It's up there with First Class, bro. Like that movie's fucking good. I love it. Next we have Spider-Man 3. Okay, people really dislike this movie. In my rewatch that I did this past week, I was aware. I've been rewatched Spider-Man 3. I'm not like a Spider-Man 3 defender. It is so extremely flawed. It is so extremely flawed, right? It has some of the charm of the first 2, but not really, right? I think the first 2 are super, super heartwarming and super, super personal, feel very homey and feels sort of like a 60s comic. And then it deadass feels like we jumped super far ahead to start talking about Venom. I think Venom is the biggest problem with this movie. And that's hilarious because I think, in a way, it might be technically the most developed part of the movie, which is nuts, right? So we have the Venom storyline, which we obviously could not do all the that Venom actually does. But Venom is kind of like a weak Venom, right? And it does illustrate Peter's frustrations, right? It does illustrate that Peter becomes sort of wild and becomes sort of, not evil, because that's not what Venom does. He becomes more aggressive. He becomes, more prone to, being selfish. His negative emotions sort of come out a bit more. And I think the Venom in this movie kind of does that, but then it also does all the silly shit. It's doing like the very silly Spider-Man 3 stuff, like like the dancing, like dig on this, and it does. I don't see it, right? Like, Venom immediately becomes uninteresting, and then I think he dies, so it didn't really matter. But he's the most developed villain out of the movie. Then we have Harry Osborn's Green Goblin, who starts the movie with essentially 2 films of development, and then has amnesia the whole time, which is fine. That's like, okay, whatever. It's not really, I don't hate amnesia, but I'm like, well, That's way less interesting to have them be a villain. That's how he has to coexist with Peter. They kind of just go, no, what if they were still friends? And now Peter is doing this dark side. Harry has to endure, and it comes out being, we're friends all along. And then it's like fine, but it's super uninteresting, and he's barely interested. And he comes back, it's like, oh, picture. Right? And that motivates Peter's anger, and that motivates the stuff with Venom. But again, when he's not in focus, he's not doing fucking shit. It feels like these characters are being put on pause while the camera's not on them. And this is the first Spider-Man movie where it feels bloated, where it feels legitimately, actually bloated. And like, I don't know. It's not for me. It makes things hit less. The relationship between Peter and MJ at this point got a little annoying. I think Spider-Man 2, it peaked. At this point, they keep arguing, going back to each other. I want to see them do something else. Gwen Stacy's barely in this movie. She's a non-factor. Genuinely, honestly, don't care. Right? Like, she doesn't really have a personality in this film. To be real with you. I mean, J. Jonah Jameson is great. He's great in all three of these. Crazy, I haven't even mentioned it once so far in this tier list. But, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, so Spider-Man 3 is just like really not good, especially compared to Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2. I think it's super bloated, and what it doesn't do very well. So I'm going to have to be real. I say it's going to go in D, because C should be a film that is just boring to me, that's average, right? I think Spider-Man 1 is an above average film. I think it's a quite good movie. I think it's quite good. I think it does the character really well. I think it does the themes of responsibility really well. I think it has a great villain, a great hero, a great soundtrack, great. Spider-Man 3, not so much. I don't really understand the themes. I think they're not communicated well. I think the villains are all flopped. I think Peter is the least interesting in this film. I think MJ is the least interesting in this film. And there's just a lot of shit going on. The movie's so mid, I can't even speak. There's just a lot of shit going on, and it's like, damn, this shit is not hit, right? It's like, they took the seasoning out of this one. That's how it feels. But then we got the amazing Spider-Man. Where are we gonna put it? Where are we gonna put it? Huh? Where's the first thing? I think we're gonna put it here. I think we're gonna put it here. I think we're gonna put it here. Just going to see. Just going to see. But the Andrew Amazing Spider-Man movie is probably, it's like the most average, right? Because I think they tried to do a lot. They tried to do stuff with Peter's parents. They tried to do stuff with, their backstory and secret agents and Oscorp and, Peter's dad being a secret scientist. But that never really matters at any point. Like, it could fully just be that, like, Peter interacts with this miscellaneous scientist because he loves f***ing science. And that wouldn't really change a thing, and you're not really interested in Peter's parents at all, but it's not egregious, right? It's not totally filling the movie. It's only probably 20 minutes of it. And like the second half of the movie is kind of like, Peter trying to be a good guy, Peter trying to be Spider-Man, trying to do the origin thing. Any scene with Peter and Aunt May and Uncle Ben is outstanding in this movie, though. That is true. Yeah, like the lizard was meh. Didn't really care for him. Didn't really know what the he was trying to do. I don't know. He's trying to turn the whole place into lizards. Don't really know why. I didn't really care. Didn't really give a fuck, honestly. Didn't really give a shit. But, it worked. It did what it was supposed to do. Definitely flawed. Like, I wasn't super connected to the Spider-Man parts. And I think it took too long for him to become Spider-Man. You get like an hour and 10 minutes into this movie, and he's like not Spider-Man yet or something, right? Or like you get halfway through and he's not Spider-Man. And it's like, damn. They're like 45 minutes and you're like, are we still waiting for him to become Spider-Man? So, but when he does, it's nice. The bridge scene is super nice. Again, any scene with Andrew Garfield and, I forget their actors, but Aunt May and Uncle Ben, outstanding. Any scene with Gwen and Spider-Man, though, is really annoying. I'm not gonna lie. They're gross. They are gross. They are improvising it to hell. It's not the worst, though. There is worse. There's actually worse.
Hey storytellers,
Chill here, and I just want to take a bit of your time to say thank you for watching this video. Okay, every like and every view is deeply appreciated. In a time where lazy AI slop has taken over the internet, it's people like you who really appreciate videos made by people that makes me keep going. But with a donation pledge of just $1, you can help me make bigger and better videos. You get your name showcased at the end of every single video, and you get access to the community Discord server. Just for $1, yeah, just for $1. But what if you want to go one step beyond? What, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. For just $5, you can become a silver storyteller, where you get every single video 1 week early, and you get to vote on future pitches. You can get all that plus my uncut reactions to One Piece Season 2 and future reactions, fully uncut. And if that isn't enough, for just $10, you can get the full screenplays of every single pitch when they release, and future premium exclusive videos that we can't even put on YouTube. And you can get all of that either through Patreon or the YouTube membership. The more supporters we get, the bigger these damn videos are gonna get, and trust me, you'll want that. Again, you can either get this through the YouTube membership down below, or go to www.patreon.com/CW/ChillixionYT. That's www.patreon.com/CW/ChillixionYT. Anyway, let's head back to the video. They are gross. They are improvising it to hell. It's not the worst, though. There is worse. There's absolutely worse. Andy Garf. Yeah. Then we got the amazing Spider-Man 2. I'm gonna put that F. I'm gonna put that F. Right. That shit is ass. That shit is garbage. It is really, really bad. I did a rewatch. Haven't watched it in a while. It was really bad. The script, too many villains again. Same issue as Spider-Man 3. Right. Electro is like fine, you know, like crazy fanboy character. But why he wanted to attack? Like, I guess he was like, oh, dead people don't like me. But I don't know. They didn't really make me care for him or make me scared of him. So he's just kind of there. He's not in the movie that long. Dane DeHaan's Green Goblin is like bad. He sucks, dude. He's so shitty in this movie. When he's Green Goblin, it's like so unmemorable and it's so instant. And like he gets introduced and they're like, oh my god, I'm best friends with Spider-Man. And you're like, really? Since when? And they're like, since forever, dude. And they don't show flashbacks or anything. They just like talk about it. And I'm like, okay, don't care at all. I didn't really care for his character. They kind of introduced Norman Osborn, and they're like, you're going to get the Goblin virus. You're going to get the Goblin virus. And I'm like, why did they do that? Right? Like, it was probably to set up the Sinister Six movie that never came about, but it just makes this movie, like, suck. And they focus too fucking much on Peter's damn dad again. We don't know shit about his mom, by the way. It's just his dad. They both left. It's only his dad that we care about. They focus too much of it. He's like worried about it and shit, and then he like fucking throws a briefcase at some point and finds some coins, and then he goes into the fucking like ancient subway and then like finds some secrets and finds out that like the spider was like an experiment or whatever the hell like that his dad worked on. And I'm like, what the are we talking? I'm like, I don't give a shit. I care a lot more about like Peter Parker and what's going on with him, and that's hell-bent on his relationship with Gwen Stacy, which I also don't care about in this movie. Because, like, they're, like, not... They were a real couple, but they did not give them really a script in this one. And not, like, literally, they obviously did have a script, but it feels like they said, hey, it's okay, just improv. Just improv. And the lines weren't great anyway, so they were just kind of, like, riffing. And they used whatever riffs they wanted to in these movies. It's, like, fun. Like, you can tell these are people having fun who like each other, but it's, like, not the most compelling... And also, like, Peter's drama is like, bro, just, like, do it. Just, like, listen to her dad, right? You knew her for a little bit, you know. Just, like, leave her alone. Go find some other girl. Let's make the drama that, right? Let's make the drama that she doesn't want to leave. That she's like, no, Peter, I want to be with you. Or some shit. It looks nice, though. Right? TASM 2 looks really nice. Yeah, just let her go, man. I agree. Let her go home. Yeah. like Andy Garf, No Way Home though. It's a F. It's a F. I get people like it. I get people really like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. I get he has a great costume in this one. In the first TASM movie, it looks like ass, by the way. The first TASM costume looks like horse shit. It looks so bad. It's like yellow. It has yellow eyes. It has so many random lines. It is the epitome of like the modern superhero costume problem that people are talking about. Well, I guess it's not modern, right? The like 5-year-old superhero costume problem, like Ant-Man's suit, where the suits have too many designs and details that are unnecessary to make them feel realistic instead of just going with a suit that looks like the character. So that's the issue with this movie, the first one. The suit looks like shit. The second one, the suit looks outstanding. Yeah. They also have the Rhino in this movie. Not important. Obviously this movie's, I'm watching it years after the trailer, so I'm not as mad about, them teasing the Rhino, even though he's not in the movie. But it's like, the Rhino's not great. He does nothing in the beginning. There's like, unless you knew he was called the Rhino, or like you heard someone call him the Rhino, you wouldn't know he's the Rhino. And maybe that's the point. But it's like, who the f is this goon? They spend so much time on it. I remember that teaser. I was so excited. Yeah, then he's not in the f***ing movie. He's in the beginning and he's at the very end, right before they cut the credits. And then I won't even talk about the Sinister Six end credit scene. That fully flopped. I'm not going to blame this movie for that. But them spending an end credit scene, that's the issue with some end credit scenes. Everyone wants an end credit scene, but when you force one, sometimes you got to promise that you don't know if you can make. And they didn't know they could make that. And they were like, we swear we can. No, we can't, bro. This movie fucking flopped for a goddamn reason, bro. It's like not, no, it's really bad. It's pretty shitty. It's pretty bad. But the Mark Webb duology is meh. First one has potential. The second one squanders all that potential because it's setting up for shit. And because it was trying to set up for shit and fill shit in there, it didn't have time to make a really, really good story, or even like a fun, okay story with some flaws like the first one. Next is Homecoming. I'm gonna talk about Homecoming. Spider-Man Homecoming, I liked a lot. I saw this movie in middle school. No, beginning of high school, I think. Maybe late middle school. And this is obviously not an origin movie, but F. Are you serious? I don't think F. I don't think S. Not S, but not F. Homecoming, I feel like, is a good introduction to Peter Parker as Spider-Man, right? When you look at the movie through that lens, it does that good, but it's not. No, wait, that was delayed. Homecoming does a young Peter Parker super well, right? What I didn't want this movie to be, especially watching all these movies together, is just be Spider-Man 1, The Amazing Spider-Man 1, right? Just be an origin where they're like, Peter Parker is an absolute loner and he has no friends, but he likes Mary Jane. Oh my God. No, we introduced Peter being like, well, he's not the popular kid, but he has a friend. But I think this movie does Peter very well. I talked about Andy Garf for a while. I think he's just a great actor. I'm not going to say he's my favorite Peter or my favorite Spider-Man, right? I think he does an accurate Peter. I think he does an accurate Spider-Man. It's just for the current times. I do think him and Emma in a room, they're annoying, but that's fine. I think Tom Holland has my favorite combination of the two. I think Tobey has a great Peter, and he does a great Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2. I think Tom Holland as a whole has the best Peter Parker and the best Spider-Man because he feels like a kid who likes nerdy shit and likes superheroes and wants to do the right thing. And that is the most important thing about Spider-Man. I think the supporting cast in this movie is great, and I think the villain of this movie is great. I think the Vulture is outstanding. I don't think he's Doc Ock. I don't think he's Green Goblin, but I think he's outstanding. I think Michael Keaton as the Vulture does a great job. I think he's extremely threatening. I think the twist at the end of the movie that he's actually Liz's father is super cool. That whole car scene where they're driving and the Vulture's trying to figure out if Peter is Spider-Man, and when he figures it out, the light goes from red to green or green to red. Hard as fuck, because that does so much visual storytelling, which I think the Raimi movies did a lot. I don't think the Webb movies did too much of it, which may be a reason why they're a bit lower on the list. But I like Homecoming because it is still about great responsibility in an MCU context. That's just my opinion, right? I still need a Peter who's a bit of a brat between him getting powers and Ben's death. Ooh, so like specifically a brat in between A and B? Yeah, honestly, I think that would be interesting. I mean, the Raimi movies kind of do that, right? You know what I'm saying? But the Andrew Garf movies, he's kind of like a little bit of a dickhead from the beginning, and he doesn't stop being a dickhead until he saves his first kid 40 minutes into the movie. And Tom is kind of just like a nice, chill guy the whole time. 'Cause he's sort of like oh my God, guys. Oh, frick. Right? Sorry. Right. Tom is sort of a nice guy the whole way around. And I think it works for this movie. I want to address the Iron Boy Jr. complaints. Right? People say that the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies do not work because he's just Iron Boy Jr., because he's just Iron Man's sidekick. And I think it's a symptom of a larger problem in the MCU, that if you dislike the larger problem like intensely, you're going to have a problem with the symptom, where everything in the MCU feels like it has to connect to itself. And I think Brand New Day actually fixes it, to be honest. But like the MCU's kind of scared of having things just exist, right? For a while they were like, well, no, if it exists, it needs to connect to something. If it exists, it needs to connect to something. You know, like introducing a brand new character is usually what they do it for. But the more crossovers they do, they feel the need to connect to it. Plus, like with Spider-Man, because they introduced it through Iron Man, they're like, well, now Iron Man is tied to this guy, and we got to sort of keep that arc going and keep that mentorship going. You know, to help Spider-Man's character grow. And obviously, the Home trilogy was an origin story within itself, but that's after the fact. But I don't care about the Iron Boy Jr. complaints because I don't think they're that crazy. Yeah, he has a lot of tech. Yeah, he gets help from Iron Man, but I think it's just illustrating a Spider-Man in a world where superheroes exist before, right? Where superheroes exist before him, and he's a big fan. He's obviously going to look for approval. And we sort of see that through the entire Home trilogy, where Spider-Man interacts with superheroes for the need of approval, because he is still a kid actively growing up. I get how some people can dislike all the gadgets, but I don't know, right? For me, it's like Spider-Man has gadgets. You know what I'm saying? Like, Spider-Man is a smart kid. Now, I think for this movie, yeah, he has a ton of gadgets, but it's to learn the lesson. Hey, man. If you need the suit, you're not Spider-Man. You know, if you need all these advancements, if you need all these high-tech weapons, then you're not really Spider-Man. And he learns to be Spider-Man at the end of Homecoming, right? And he essentially earns the right to use all these high-tech suits, all these high-tech stuff. And then they wrap that shit up at the end of the trilogy. But I think it works here. And I am a fan of the Home trilogy. I feel there's always been gadgets in Spider-Man. It's his form of expression as a hero. Yeah, like there's always been gadgets. And I think people maybe are like, oh, it should be Peter's or not Tony's. But I'm like, gadgets are gadgets. Peter is an extremely smart person. And even though this movie does not have him build his own suit, they make up for it by showing that he's super smart everywhere else, right? He is super fucking smart everywhere else. He is going to like a fucking science school. He's going to science fairs. He's like helping his friend hack his suit. He's a fucking genius. They're still showing that part of his character through different parts. I appreciate Tom Holland's Spider-Man for being a fresh take on a character, not being a repeat of his origin. Yes, I think the fresh take was super important to grab people who maybe were sick of the origin, because we have to think of the context that these movies are coming out in. That matters too. So for me, honestly, and this might be different than my letterbox, but Homecoming is below the first Raimi movie in B. And I'm going to say that does deserve a cheer. But next thing we got is Spider-Man Far From Home. So Spider-Man Far From Home, I'll admit, guys, I love this movie a lot. Guys. I love Spider-Man Far From Home. This is very controversial because people felt like it was taking Spider-Man's identity from him. I'll say this, I don't think that's true. I think this is a fun Spider-Man movie in this unique take of Spider-Man where he's able to do these crazy stuff, where he's able to directly work with, you know, S.H.I.E.L.D. and Tony Stark's team and get himself involved cross-country. You know, that is completely fair. I really like Homecoming, but there was something missing in some parts, like it wasn't all filling for me. You say you like the Tom Holland trilogy, and a Spider-Man 2 Raimi fan jumps you. That's how it feels, Taj. That's how it feels. But Greenwood, yeah. I feel like, yeah, I think it's totally valid to say that there was stuff missing from some parts. I think there's some essential Spider-Man isms that are not in the Tom Holland trilogy, right? I think he's not on the streets a lot. He's not doing a lot of the street level stuff. I'll admit this, Far From Home is not a street level Spider-Man movie, right? It's like a global scale Spider-Man movie, right? It's not aliens in space, right? It's not fighting an army, but it is involving, you know, more than just New York City. It's involving a much bigger scale of a story. And I'm okay with that. And I'm also okay with that because I think Spider-Man Far From Home has one of the best Spider-Man villains in these movies, Mysterio. Mysterio took us for a loop. Now, obviously, you knew Mysterio was a bad guy. Right? You know Mysterio, you know he's a bad guy. But I don't know if y'all remember, the conversation around this movie had some people thinking he wasn't gonna be. Some people were saying that this is how the multiverse is gonna be introduced, right? And I remember some people saying that because it was a multiverse movie, this might have been a good Mysterio, or some other crazy shit, right? But some people had some doubts. And even if you go into the movie knowing Mysterio is a bad guy, the reveal is fucking crazy. Because Jake Gyllenhaal's performance is A1. It is a shame that him and Andrew Garfield didn't get to share the screen in Spider-Man because they would have fucking killed it. Jake Gyllenhaal does outstanding. He is completely twirling him. He is completely fucking psychotic. And it illustrates that so good. Jake Gyllenhaal does not have to be 100% sympathetic, right? I think the Vulture, you totally get him. You're like, no, man, damage control, bruh. He's trying to get his bread. Get in his way of getting his bread. He's gonna you up. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Jelly P. Jelly P is a storyteller. Mysterio is the only villain in these Spidey films that technically won because his identity was exposed and basically caused Tom's Spider-Man even more suffering. Exactly. Like, Mysterio completely got what he desired to get. And that on top of his performance, on top of the effects. I'm a big fan of trippy effects. I'm a big fan of, like, visual things that are just, like, really crazy and out of this world. I'm a big fan of things that really spark the imagination, and those Mysterio scenes really carry the film for me. Honestly, they're fucking crazy. In the theater, I was like, what is reality? What is not reality? And I think the fact that it could play with that, it wasn't scary, but it made you go, damn, what the fuck is going on? Like, it was, every single scene was done so well. And I think for me, some people forget that there was a time where superhero movies had fucking boring visuals, where nothing looked cool. Everyone just kind of went, you know what I'm saying? Like, so me seeing that, I was like, that is so cool, because that's so stylish, that's so interesting, that's so comic book, that's so cool. And I think because it is willing to take all these creative strides and be this amazing and bombastic as a film, I'm a bit okay with it being less traditional of a Spider-Man story. But I totally understand how some people are not. It's above Homecoming for me. Still to this day, it's above Homecoming for me. But do I like it more than Raimi's Spider-Man 1? Let me think about it, right? Do I like Mysterio more than Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin? In Spider-Man 1. Debatably, I think they're tied. Do I like Tom? Dude, this is a thing. F*** it, bro. For now. It's gonna be in B for now. Far From Home doesn't get praise for being the most visually appealing out of the whole trilogy. And I'm a visuals guy. And I'm a visuals first type of guy. I've always been a visuals first type of guy. You know what I'm saying? So that's me. That's how I feel. I watched Far From Home again with a friend earlier today, and dude, that spider sense scene is legitimately so good. Right? That shit is fire. That shit is so good. That shit is so good, bruh. Oh my god. Then, we have Spider-Man No Way Home. Sorry, Chad. It's gonna be Spider-Man No Way Home. And honestly, I'll admit, I'm biased. I think Spider-Man No Way Home is one of my favorite Spider-Man stories. Now, would I say that it is the most essential Spider-Man story? Would I say it's the most accurate to a typical Spider-Man story? No, man. No. It is not. right? It is fully, it's a multiverse, it's a Spider-Verse story. It's fully a multiverse story. And it's not the best Spider-Verse story, it's the third best because there's 3. What's it, S tier? That's Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. That's Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. Because that shit is like peak, right? But I'll say this, y'all. S to B, I love all of these movies. It is not like such a difference in quality. But for me, right? First up, where I watched it originally, those original memories, but also acknowledging the film as it is right now, it is super fun. It is super, super fun, right? It gives you a Spider-Man tale about responsibility, about choice, about the struggle, about the balance between Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and it fully plays off the other films. It fully says, dude, everything you've been doing, it's all accumulated to this, and now we're here. And the comparison of the other Spideys, right? This is essentially you may be able to physically beat these guys in a fist fight, but the emotions of what is coming, you're not ready. And this movie is your journey to get ready. Right? I think it's fun. I think it also has the best version of Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. I say it right now. It has the best version of Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. He fucking that scene in the apartment where they're just beating the shit out of each other. It's so good. Tom Spider-Sense scene in No Way Home, outstanding. The performances between the characters, outstanding. All the action scenes, outstanding. Redeemed Electro, redeemed the Lizard. Did not redeem the Sandman, I fear. Outstanding. No Way Home would have been better if it wasn't for those damn leaks before the film actually released. I think that is totally 100% valid. It goes back to the leaks. Maybe it's good we didn't watch those Cosmic Wonder videos. But yeah, if you were someone who saw the leaks and, you know, that affected your viewing of the movie, totally valid. I think it's fucked up that leaks released. And I think No Way Home delivered on both the fan service but also the emotions, right? I think that was the worry. People were like, is this just gonna be a cameo fest fan movie, right? And it wasn't. It was mainly about Tom and Tom's Peter. And still to this day, out of every Spider-Man parental figure death scene, the Aunt May one is the most emotional. Yeah. The Aunt May death scene is more emotional than both Uncle Ben scenes. I said it, okay? Even rewatching No Way Home, that makes me fucking bawl and cry. I will say, though, it's almost apples and oranges, because you get 2 full movies to fall in love with Aunt May, right? And when you see Uncle Ben, you know he's finna die, right? So it can't be as emotional. I will say the Andrew movies almost got it if they didn't have Uncle Ben kind of be an idiot, but that's fine, right? I think not showing Uncle Ben getting shot is really important for Uncle Ben. For May, this was super important because the intensity being like, no, don't let it happen, right? There's 3 because Civil War. You're right. There's 3 because she was in Civil War. Exactly. Like, it's... So you get a lot to grow with Aunt May. So her death scene for me is the most emotional, and then how that affects Peter and how that affects Peter's rage in the rest of the movie and how that affects what Peter wants to do, and then his interactions with Toby and Andrew. It's not just that they're in the movie, but they actively affect the movie to such a degree that only those characters could do, and it works so well. And the moments of fan service, they just feel earned. Because if you're watching this movie, you've seen the other ones. So this is your reward, right? This is your reward of being a Spider-Man fan. It is a Spider-Man movie that is celebrating Spider-Man. And it's doing the Spider-Verse, and it's super dope. Like, I love it. It's gonna be an A for me. And I know people are gonna crucify me because I put this over the first Raimi movie. I think the first Raimi movie is amazing. But I think the first Raimi movie is amazing. You know what I'm saying? That's me. But it's got some flaws that I think the second one gets rid of so quickly. But No Way Home, it just hits different to me. Plus, my experience watching it was so beautiful. Okay, y'all. Now we got the movie of the hour. Yeah, guys. We got Brand New Day. Well, I talked about it a lot in this movie, in this stream. But for the YouTube audience, I think in the most no spoiler way, this Brand New Day, I think, fixes a lot of the issues of the Home trilogy. I think it fixes a lot of issues where people were like, oh, the swinging isn't really good. It has the best swinging in the entire franchise. It has the best swinging out of any movie. It has the best action out of any movie. It looks so good. It looks so fucking good. Let's actually zoom out so we can see the whole tier list. The entire time. Like, the acting is outstanding. The emotions are outstanding. The shots are really good. It is directed, my opinion, the best out of all of them. Not saying it has the best director, but it is the best directed. It does the street level stuff super well and builds the world great. And I think for me, that makes it one of my favorites, because it's also just a good Spider movie to watch. It feels like one you can just turn on and be like, dang, this is a classic. It doesn't feel like you gotta, you know, it doesn't feel that out of place. I think Homecoming is almost a classic, right? But I think, you know, it feels a bit soft. And I think Far From Home doesn't feel like a classic Spider movie because it is such of a bigger scale, right? I think the bigger scale movie you do, the less you can watch it on repeat. This feels like a movie that you'll just have, and it's a casual Spider-Man story. It being street level was the best choice that they made. When they said it was going to be a Battle World movie, that was fucking, that was going to suck, right? When it was going to be multiverse and Venom stuff, that was going to suck too, right? We need Spider-Man at this grounded level, especially now. That doesn't change how I think about the Home movies, but it makes me appreciate this movie because it grounds Spider-Man and it gives us a new Spider-Man. It gives us a brand new Spider-Man. It completely works. Now, it's not perfect, right? It has some flaws. I think the way it writes Sadie Sink's character, not going to say it in case of spoilers, but I think the way it writes Sadie Sink's character, it does the MCU thing, where it takes an antagonistic figure and it gives them a completely valid and sympathetic point of view and motivation. And then it says, but here's them doing a bunch of crazy shit to make you feel like it's okay to beat them up. And not only do they make them do crazy shit, but it's crazy shit that doesn't feel like it aligns with their views or morals or whatever. And it's like, well, that feels out of character. That either feels out of character, or now they feel crazy, and it's like, well, let's beat their ass, but, you know, where's the correlation? I think the motivation for the main thing Sadie Sink's character was doing in this movie made complete sense. Completely justified, yes. But a lot of the little things this character was doing, right, in the mannerisms and how she interacted with Spider-Man and how she interacted with other people was super nuts. It was like, what the fuck? It's like, what a dickhead. Like straight up putting people in danger, almost killing people, debatably, like, doing some extremely ethically questionable things to people who did not deserve it, to people who had nothing to do with it, to innocent, like, legitimate, no nonsense, non-debatable innocence. And then it's like, but here's my motivation. It's like, your motivation does not explain that. And it's like, the fuck? And that's fine. Characters do not have to be morally perfect, but I have a feeling that they're not going to acknowledge that, or they're going to wave it off for a joke. And I'm like, okay, it would be very cool if we explored that, to be honest. But I don't know. And that's such a small nitpick for a movie that was really, really, really great. So with that, where is it going? Is it going to F? Not going to F. Is it going to D? It's not going to D. It's definitely going above C. I'm going to say... Okay. Maybe on rewatch it'll change. But we're going to put that at B. Right in between... No, actually. We're going to put that top of B. And I'm putting Raimi at A. So this is the full tier list. But this is my tier list, y'all. Amazing Spider-Man 2 at F, Spider-Man 3 at D, The Amazing Spider-Man at C, Spider-Man Homecoming, Far From Home, and Brand New Day in that order at B, Spider-Man 1 and No Way Home at A, and Spider-Man 2 at S. This is the tier list. This probably, I don't know. I might rewatch Brand New Day a bit. Maybe next Spider-Man movie I'll do this again. Who knows? But, oh no, so the Spider-Verse movies are both S's and they're both better than Spider-Man 2. I said it, both of them. Across is the best one and 2 is really good. That's just because I'm a bigger fan of the story in Across. But thank you guys so much. I will see all of you guys later. And I hope all of you have a damn good one.